What up, guys? Pedro DoorDash Santiago back at you with another investigative reporting. So, if you're new to this channel, I do gig work, gig reporting. I live in the St. Louis market. Let's just get into it. This video today is going to be about the little guy being at the mercy of the big guys. Hence, really meaning the third-party delivery companies like Grubhub, Uber Eats, DoorDash. I've done a lot of reporting on this, thinking about it for the last week or so. And I'm going to give you guys some information. A lot of you guys might know it, but knowledge is power. Let's get into it. So I started this channel, started my journey of YouTubing and doing gig work to help other small local businesses. I'll be a small business owner myself, helping the little guy. And as I've gone on this journey, I've been seeing a lot of things. I learned a lot of things from talking to the staff and owners in my market. You read things in the news, but then I've been having a lot of people send me things in my email about certain stories and clips and things like that. And I've had a little bit of time, so I've been reading into that, looking into it, and really dissecting what's really going on out here. And I want to give you guys a little bit of information because knowledge is power, like we say, but then also just something for customers that might stumble upon this so they can make better decisions maybe for their local merchants. Okay, and yes, that was my girlfriend and the baby that walked by. I gave you guys everything. So let's get into it, okay? I've been reading a lot and getting news stories sent to me via email. I've been getting some screenshots of things sent to me, and I'm just kind of going on this rabbit hole of like investigating things and finding more things out. Because while I think I might know a decent amount about the things I talk about, I don't know everything. And the only way to know everything, right, is to look into things, have conversations, get other people's opinions and perspectives, and that's what I've been doing. So I'm going to show you, the first thing I'm going to show you is kind of funny, and I've heard of this from other people. Calm down. My dog, but I haven't really seen it for myself. So this was a clip somebody sent me from like Reddit, and it basically reads, it's an like an Asian restaurant or whatever, and it's basically telling the customer, hey, you might not know this, but the fees that they charge us are crazy. We can't make money. Please call us directly and pick it up, And they slip this little tag or this little piece of paper in the bags. When dashers pick them up or when customers pick them up, whatever, right? Dashers or delivery people specifically, just to inform the customers. And I've been saying this for a while. I think to make change and to make things better, it starts with transparency with the customers, okay? Because what will happen is DoorDash or Uber Eats or Grubhub will charge them up to maybe 30%, let's say, right? So somebody orders $100 worth of food, which is a big order, but to make the math easy, $30 is going to the third party, and the restaurant gets to keep $70. And that really cuts into their profits, right? So what places are doing is what they'll do is they'll up the price on their website by, let's say, 10% or so, or 10 to 15%. So a burger that normally costs $10 might be 11 or 12, okay? And the customers see it, and then they get hit with a delivery fee sometimes, a service fee, a small basket fee, depending on the merchant, like 7-Eleven, and they'll also get hit with a regulatory fee. In St. Louis, it's called a St. Louis fee, and it's an extra couple bucks because in this market, they cap the percentage the third party can charge. So the way DoorDash and these companies save the money or get that back is they charge the customer even more. It's crazy, right? So that trickles down to us because then the customer, if they're not informed or they're upset, they want their food, they're hungry. But now an order that if they went to got themselves, that would have been $20, is $40. It pretty much doubles in some cases, guys. It'll double. Sometimes more, sometimes a little less, but doubles about right with all the fees and the hike of the menu price. And then they think because they're not informed, maybe that's charged, maybe the delivery company is paying us an actual livable wage. No, we're relying on the tips. But some customers, I think, don't tip for a couple reasons. One, they think we're getting paid more and that delivery fee goes to us and whatever else, and they think they paid an adequate amount, which I understand. Or two, they just don't tip anywhere they go, and nothing we can do about that, right? So a lot of restaurants are taking it into their own hands by slipping these notes in there to try to recoup their money and just do business directly with that customer. Like I said in a video I did a couple days ago, right? That's the way I would do it if I had Pedro's Tacos. I would say, hey, guys, now that you know me and you like my tacos, come see me directly or call in the order. Here's the number. You can come pick it up. I'll have it ready for you. Probably quicker than the DoorDash guy can bring it to you. That's what a good business owner would do. So DoorDash probably doesn't like seeing those notes in the bag, but what's a business owner to do, right? So my next topic I want to get into is a couple news articles I'm going to show you guys in the next clip, talk about that, and then talk about why I think the third-party companies are taking advantage of the restaurants and the drivers. Okay, so a few of the clips I'm going to insert here are basically just articles that I've read through Google searches and certain magazines or news corporations I know might have some gig economy stuff. So basically this first one here you're going to see, I guess here, it's going to be, Grubhub, Uber Eats, trying to get away from and start legislation against third parties to minimize the fees. And some places have done that, and that's not a new story in the news, but it's definitely something that a lot of places are trying to still get into, right? And then just in the last couple of weeks, Grubhub and DoorDash have sued the state to say, stop, you can't tell us what we can charge. And it's a mess. Nothing's been figured out all the way yet, but it is what it is. Then a couple of these other ones are, there was a restaurant I found out, and this is just one, there's many. There's over 100 now that I know of that are documented in the country, that DoorDash actually is really partnered, and they have a rooting interest. Like they gave money to a particular group of people or people, and they said, we're gonna help you operate your business. It's gonna be under us, it's our company. You're gonna operationalize it, and it's gonna be just delivery and pickup. And that's the future, guys. Like places are gonna be delivery and pickup. A lot of places in my market do it because of the pandemic. That's how it started, but then they haven't even opened their business up yet because it has hiring issues. They can't hire people, so why open a lobby up? There's still some mandates about capacity and things like that, and mask mandates are coming back in some locations. So they're just saying we're just going to minimize our costs when we can, have less staff, and labor will be down. Operationally, it does cost money to keep lights on and to clean the lobbies and things like that. So we're just going to do pickup and delivery. But DoorDash, for the last few years, has been in the forefront of this revolution of investing money into restaurants, people that want to have restaurants, and saying, okay, here, boom. And that's what that article was you just there. But that's the tagline of it. You can look this stuff up. It's online. The next one I'm going to show you here is about this subject. Okay, so this is the one I really want to have an opinion about, and I want to spark a conversation. I want to get your guys' input on it because, I value that. A lot of restaurants during the pandemic had to do this, guys. But at what cost? That's what that article here is about. At what cost? Because they needed it just to keep the doors open and to have some money coming in, keep their business afloat. And then now that things are opening up a little bit, and now they're still stuck with these fees, right? But is this going to be forever for them now? They didn't have to do that before. Maybe they didn't offer delivery at all, but now it's like they have to. And it's hurting a lot of these businesses, guys. That's why that Asian restaurant and put the notes in there, and other places are doing it. At what cost? Because DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats have been around before the pandemic, guys. But what the pandemic did, it skyrocketed their growth on all three platforms. DoorDash specifically by over 200%. And that is a crazy amount. Any business that grows that quick, there's going to be issues. It's documented. It's just going to be issues, right? Good, bad, or indifferent, there's issues. But when you grow that fast, right, because of a global pandemic, and then people were out of work, lost their jobs because maybe they got laid off or fired because companies downsized, right? Small business owners lost their business, so then they had to figure out a way to make money. Let's do gig work, right? People were making good money delivering food because there was quarantine and all this stuff, right? And then people got used to it, and then they still just ordered. And that's what people are still doing now. It's taken a dip, mind you, but people are still using the apps and people are still making money, right? But these third-party companies saw an opportunity and they ran with it. And this has been going on since the beginning of time. That's how businesses happen, guys. Somebody that has money or an idea sees an opportunity, and they take advantage of it, and they incur all the risk in the beginning, but they monopolize and use us when we are vulnerable. The restaurants were vulnerable. People that were out of work were vulnerable. You and I might have been vulnerable, right? And we saw companies that were like, ooh, make this money, challenge, do, boo, bonus, come on, we'll do this, we'll do that. And it seemed good and it was great. You didn't need no training. They send you your stuff in the mail in a couple of days like me, and I was on the road, right? So they take advantage of that situation in that pandemic. And now that they're not making as much money maybe, This is what's going on. Crying baby daddy duty. We're back. So now that these companies aren't making what they were, or their projection, when you grow so quick, you tend to project where you might be in a year or two, right? And I think they're going too quick. That's why, listen guys, they took our, they lowered our base pay. They're showing us less and less information. They're trying to do these Chipotle and other market hubs to where they want to pay us an hourly wage, to enticify and trick us, because there's a lot of new dashers, right? And if you're new, if I'm new and then I see, oh, Chipotle, $10 an hour, and I don't know any better, and don't know about mileage and various other things, maybe I'll take it, right? Maybe is that $10 per order? Is it is it $10 an hour? And it is plus the tips, but I don't know that a lot of people don't tip, and I got to gamble for a tip. They're doing these things to save money for the business. Any business owner would do that, right? But at what cost? When you try to grow too fast, they're playing catch up now. They're just trying to they're just throwing darts at a dartboard, and they got a whole bunch of darts because they got a lot of money, and they're seeing what's sticking. And they don't care about the surrounding area of that wall. There's going to be a lot of missed shots on that dartboard, right? And they'll figure that out later, or that'll be the next company that buys this. That'll be their issue with this unhappy dashers and people just start quitting and things like that. So, it's bad, man. It's rough. I'm expecting to get an email in the next couple of days saying, hey, you haven't dashed in a while. Here's a challenge. And, that's what they do. Okay. Knowledge is power. I wanted to share some of this information with you guys so you can make the best informed decisions, either as a customer when you're ordering off the platforms, because I'm always going to be for the small business owner. I'm always going to be for the little guy. I might use DoorDash to make money, and I do YouTube videos about the good, the bad, the ugly, the real, all that stuff. But it's to help the little guy, because if you're dashing, you're the little guy, just like me. We're in the same boat. DoorDash is not the little guy. They don't need any help. They can figure it out. And if they don't figure it out, it is what it is. Us people that have a hustler's mindset, if DoorDash goes under tomorrow, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll go to Uber. We'll go to Grubhub if we can. We'll do other gig apps. We'll use Rover and walk dogs. Whatever it is, we'll figure it out, because we have that mentality, right? And don't forget, bet on you, set goals one day at a time. If this was helpful in any way, if you learned something, give the video a thumbs up. You can subscribe here or here. Latest video, last video's there. Click on those buttons, all that good stuff. Listen, you guys are fantastic. I'll be back in the ride along soon, but for now, you get Pedro, the investigator. You guys have a great night. Deuces.